I don't know if many of you can hear me through this music, so let me turn it down. It's me, Chronicle. It's Chronicle Times. I want you to know that there is something I haven't taught you yet. Each one of you out there who have ever watched my video, I want you to know there's something you haven't learned yet. There is something that I called conglomerating the energy, right? I said it was like squeezing this energy. This energy is what I called in the previous video a frequency, a biological frequency, and things of that nature. It basically means to be your oneness connected to God. Now, this energy, I call it my might. You can squeeze this energy to a point where it implodes and becomes stronger. When that happens, you can then blast it harder. It implodes. Okay? Once you implode it once, and you find a reason to implode it again, see if you can. Because as long as there is space, remember these words, as long as there is space in this implosion, then you can implode it again, but it gets harder and harder and harder. I just imploded it in front of your eyes, but you cannot see it yet. So to implode it again, it would implode again, but it is too hard for me. I'm going to release it, and it is about this size currently. My hands are moving apart from itself. It is this size currently from the amount of times I've ever imploded it. And then the time that I've just shown you on camera. It is now generally this size on its own. Just like the character from a video game that we've seen by the name of Cell. When he does, it goes like this. Hold on, let me absorb this. The character, he goes from the video game Jump Force, he goes, and then by the time he's ready to blast it, it's about this size. When Goku does it, he starts here, and it begins in the center of his palm, like what you can imagine. And then he, and then he begins to blast it. I don't know, but I think it's that. When I said I don't know, I think it's that, I was talking to the young girl that is our power. If I can teach you no other way, then I will teach you this way through Chronicle Times. The young girl is our very power. Okay? That means we need to learn how to build a relationship with the young girl. Because if she is your power, then she can only go to a certain distance before your will is so mighty that you go ahead. Right now, as you saw before, you begin to recognize that I'm a bit fast. But faster than the average self this size at 240 pounds, 5'11" and 3/4 of an inch. I told you about psychic connections. Among the psychic connections, I was connecting with Goku. And Goku in very self was saying that he's been working hard to try to protect our people from what's oncoming. So know that if it is help that we need, they must find a way to find us. Okay. Now, when I told you about this implosion, this very implosion is what creates the ability to become stronger. I think I've imploded 11 times. My might right now is mighty. And with a ball that size, what I believe it's like a mini spirit ball. What I could have done with that, I could have thrown it towards the camera. But I didn't think it in time. But what I thought was to absorb it. But why would I absorb it? We'll see in a future time, hopefully. You see, I was almost at tears just moments before this video, sitting here on my couch, on my sofa. And sitting here on my sofa, I had a mental problem just a second ago. Sitting here on my sofa, I began recognizing all these truths. Like, well, being that we don't have the power, and they come here eventually. Destruction is what they want. They want us to die. As I said, by mental connection once before, I'll say this time verbally. This problem that we have, this struggle that we have, that I call life, has been and always have been trying to kill us. It has always been real for me. I watched a video earlier today on Facebook. And there was a big muscle-bound guy that was walking around like this. I came to recognize that he was trying to save someone from being overweight. From being overweight. From being overweight. And it came to the point when I recognized that he was saying things like, this is a life and death matter here. And I'm like, whoa. I've never seen anybody in the general public take this mental struggle as a life and death situation. But I began to recognize that I let it go. Anyway, I want you to know that our connections are real. And females see things spiritually a lot more realer than we do. And we see it real when it is a real problem. So that's how mighty the girls are, that we men don't necessarily see as much as we're supposed to. Anyway, again, this is Chronicle Times, and Chronicle is leaving this very message. You need to know that it begins with understanding what's in your palm. It begins with understanding what's in your palm. And I begin to wonder what something like this would have looked like. But that's only if you know what your mind is all about. Chronicle here, Chronicle Times, Chronicle.